All right, subjective versus objective. Who do you answer to and who cares? All right, so the majority of your friends and family are all doing the same thing. That is, they're taking the subjective approach, and it drives you crazy, I know. So what do you do about that? The first thing is you got to just know that that's how people are. We all start off in the subjective mindset. So what is the subjective mindset? People will read a personality type and go, this is great, I love it, it helps me. Done. Good enough. This is real. Yes, it is subjectively real. Does that work for everybody in China 100 years from now? What the hell do I care? Well, and that's the breakdown right there. The objective mindset is looking for, I understand that works for you, but will this work for everybody through all time? And that, oh my God, is the huge dividing line. And so when you're talking to your subjective friend, a lot of times if people are deep into subjectivism and all they want is this works for me and this makes me happy, you just kind of got to leave them alone because they're not trying to build something that matters to people 1,000 years from now. And you can't accidentally do that. You can't. Henry Ford didn't accidentally make cars that work for people 100 years later, which is now us. That was his plan. That's what he was thinking about. And same with Ray Kroc, another giant asshole, was thinking about us in the future. You know, isn't that crazy to think about? These guys were going, how can I take this thing that is subjectively great to me, this car, this hamburger, and how can I make this objectively true for people well into the future? So the people that do this, you don't accidentally do it. You don't accidentally build something legendary. You don't accidentally build something that is amazing for your kids and the following generations. You have to objectively put in the work. Why? Because it has to go through miles and miles and miles of SI hell. Because it's the SI shit that makes it repeatable, trackable, measurable. So you really got to identify yourself or your friend you're working with or whatever, like, what is your identity in this? Are you just a personality customer where you're just here to enjoy the fruits of these personality systems? If so, eat up and go gobble up whichever ones make you feel good. Now, you might want to check the ingredients, just like you would on a hamburger. What are these personality systems made of? Are they washing their hands when they're setting up their little tests? No, they're not. They're done very sloppy. They're done very shitty. The majority of the personality tests are done by marketers. So you're not getting any quality control here. Let's just use the burger analogy as an example. As the burgers got larger in the 1950s and 60s, the government had to step in. So they need that third party, the government, or whatever that figure is, the authority figure, to somehow in some way regulate this other party who's trying to be competitive and produce the product. So in the personality community, the Myers-Briggs in particular, they answer to fucking nobody. They're in there making burgers however they want. Same with the Enneagram and all the way down the line. They got the Big Five. They make some pretty shitty-ass burgers. Just kidding, it's pretty good. But they answer to the scientific community. They answer to the authority. So they can't get away with being sloppy and smudging numbers and saying, hey, trust me. And so they got to stick to all that shit, which is why the Big Five is so respected. So just being aware of this, of like kind of like, are you just a personality consumer? Are you just gobbling up this stuff? Or are you more interested in how is this made? Who is checking this? How does this work? What we have found with a subjective versus objective mindset, here's a big thing. Here's a takeaway, then we'll get the hell out of here. Becoming a scientist, becoming objective, you don't got to fucking go to school for that. Like, if you go talk to these super aggressive, Myers-Briggs hating skeptics and nerds, you'll find that they're coming from a very good state. They're like, look, Dick, you don't have to go get a PhD like us, but like, could you at least play along with the scientific method? Like, do a fucking Google search, read the scientific method. It's all about setting up experiments, staying accountable, being honest with your numbers, appealing to the data sets, not your magic abilities. We're not asking for a whole lot here. So that was really what helped us years ago, is realize like, oh wait, I don't have to wait for somebody with a brain scan device to prove personality type. I don't have to wait for some scientist, hopefully in my generation, because the science people someday, hopefully they'll do it. It's like, we are the scientists. You can do this. So one last point to think about with this squeaky chair here is you got two different groups. Let's say Henry Ford, Ray Kroc, and Steve Jobs, right? They are following the line of the objective approach where they were obsessed with, I need to get this out of my head and I need this to work with other people. So once I'm gone and they're all gone, my stuff is still here. That's the difference of objective. Jump on the other side of Tony Robbins, greatest guy in the world, right? This, changed my life, love this guy to death, right? But when Tony Robbins is gone, what happens? It's all gone. Show's over. What the hell did he do? How did he do that? How did he help all those people? I don't know. We got a bunch of his books here, but nobody reads those. It's all gone. He's gone. He's gone. A lot of people want to be the Tony Robbins. But the problem is you become the guru. What's wrong with the guru? Nothing's wrong for you, pal. But once you're gone, we're all fucked. All your magic, all your abilities, all your great things, they're gone when you're gone. And so that's what the objective person is thinking about. That's what the scientific person is thinking about is, how can I make this better on the long term? And the subjective person is more of like, how can I make this better for myself now?